Broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, guys. My name is Danny, and I will be giving you today's webinar. Um, I'm going to be talking to you about contracts, how to edit, how to upload them, and I can make it easier for you, let's say. Okay? If you guys have any questions, please don't doubt in raising your hand or actually asking. If you want further information on anything else regarding the system, you can always write through the live chat. It's always going to be at your bottom left hand, okay? So let's get started. Remember that to upload, this is like an additional, to upload contracts, they must be in blank PDF and must weigh less than 5 megabytes. I think it is, yes. Okay. Remember that we are not investors or realtors, so we do not have available any contracts, but you can purchase them from AltaStar if you are not associated to any real estate association. Okay, so let's begin. To upload your contracts, you must go to Settings, Documents. Over here, well, I have several because every time I do give a coaching or demo, I upload and I actually don't take the time to delete them, but we can do so in just a few minutes. I'm going to click to upload on the right side, add documents. And I'm going to select really quick. Let me see if I have one in my computer. Allow me a moment. Okay. It's going to show you the upload window. You must agree to all terms and policy. Okay. I think it uploaded, it was this one. So it is in alphabetical order, so that's why it uploaded over here in the middle, okay? I'm going to select it. You can always edit, let's say, your name, okay? The name of the buyer. It's important to add it here because this way you don't have to fill it in each time you're going to send a contract. So this is like the default. If you want to modify it, of course, to send a certain contract, you can do it from the document manager. I'm going to show you in a bit after we're done over here from where we can send it and where you can manually change it. Okay, but this is the default. Whatever you add here is always going to be what comes up as a buyer or seller information before you send out the actual contract. Okay, so you add the name. Let's say, okay, my name over here, address line 123 Northeast 3rd Avenue. Sorry. 33302. I don't know. I don't know if that is even the correct zip code for this city. Okay, for this county, sorry. If you are going to have more than one buyer or seller in your system, you can always add another pair or another option of buyer or seller information, okay? Like I said, this is the default. You don't have to, but so you don't have to type it in each time. You're always going to see if you notice which one is active or inactive. It automatically changes. And if you're going to use it as seller, you can always change it, okay? And then we have the additional information, acceptance dates, the acceptance days, closing days and inspection days. Remember, you should always have everything filled out over here. This is just random numbers. You guys can always decide what numbers you add there, or what days actually. And then at the bottom, we have the additional documents. I've had users ask me, okay, so I have five contracts in my account, and I already added the additional documents to one contract. It should add automatically for all of them. No, you have, and whatever additional document you add for each of your contracts is individual for that contract. That's why it opens up in this actual window. Okay, so if you have any additional document, let's say, for example, proof of funds, it can be um, LBPD, or it can be the escrow letter. Okay, it can be escrow letter or any other additional document that you do want to add. Okay, you can always add it, but it will be individual for this only contract. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add several. And then see if I have an LBPD. Okay, so I added my three main additional documents. The LBPD, I'm going to select it as in additional. If you put your mouse over these letters, it will tell you what each of them are. So this one is an earnest money deposit, and this one is a proof of funds. Okay. If you select them here, when you send out your contract and send out the additional documents, it will be marked in your follow-up system. Like I said, after we're finished over here, I'm going to show you from where we can send it and where all these little squares or check marks are going to be marked in your follow-up, okay? And this row is to automatically, or when you open up to send your contract, and you select this one, for example, these are going to be automatically sent, marked to be sent out by default. Of course, you can always select if you want to send it or not, but they're going to be marked as default to be sent out, okay? And then I'm just going to click edit. You can, I'm sorry, let's go back a little. Additional documents. For the additional documents, if you upload them, they're not going to be officially all blank, but um, let's say, over here, okay, you can always add any additional variable that you need, okay? So these can be, for example, in this one, what I'm going to add is today's date. I'm going to select first the contract, where I want to add it, or anywhere I want to add it, and I'm going to select today's date. That is going to, when I select the contract to send out with this additional document, it's actually going to put in today's date, which it is today, August 9th, okay? Then all you need to do is just exit out of the document and just click save. You can do that as well for the rest of the additional documents, okay? And if you actually do want to delete, you just click on the trash can and you just click yes. And you just click save, okay? Then I'm going to edit my official contract. So there's a manual way to edit a contract, and there's an easy way, which I'm going to show you last. Okay? So manually, since it's 12 pages, it may take a little while to actually fill everything in. Okay? Let's say, for example, over here, I'm going to click on the document, and then I'm going to look for the variable of seller name, and I'm going to click lower. I'm going to add buyer name, Remember, the buyer name that it's going to add is going to be this one. So it's actually going to just put Danny. Okay, Danny Dominguez. I'm going to go back into edit. You see that it's going to generate the variables automatically. I'm going to go to, okay, so it's the 7th line. Let's add property address. It's ordered alphabetically, so you will be able to find it very easily. Okay, property address located in, let's put property county. Property tax ID, we don't have this variable, but either way, let's verify. Yeah, we don't have that variable, but you can either type in manually. It doesn't have to be a variable, but you can type in manually. For example, as in public records. And same as the legal description, I can always put the variable. Let me see if it's over here. Okay, description. Oh, legal description. Okay, let's go up. Okay, so this is going to be the legal description that ReaFax has for you. Now remember, the little detail is that ReaFax does not cut any text, okay? Let's say if it's too long, it's just going to keep on writing, and your PDF is, or your actual contract, when you generate it, it's going to be cut off. So sometimes when the legal description is too long, what we recommend to do, or me, Danny, you can actually delete the variable and type in as well as in public records, okay? That is going to officialize both your legal description. I've seen it before, and it's gonna work for you the same way as in public records. There you go. I'm gonna delete this one. And there you made your legal description. Now I'm going to go down into, okay, the purchase price, which is the actual listing price. Where did it add it? Okay. I'm going to scroll it down over here. And then over here, I'm guessing it is initial deposit. I'm going to go in. There you go. Additional deposit, even if, remember that even if you're not going to have an additional deposit, it's always important to have the variable there. Of course, if you didn't add any number of additional deposit, that is just going to be blank, and the variable won't have anything to add there. Okay, I'll show you in a bit, like I said, how all this is going to generate. And this one, I'm not sure what it is. Let me just add the balance to close over here. It's lettered 39. If any of you know, it would be great to let me know. Okay. Balance to close. Down here. Okay. ReaFax, you don't have to actually calculate anything as long as you add these variables. Okay. You won't need you won't need to actually calculate it. If you have it in this order, ReaFax will calculate it automatically for you. Okay. Also, if you want to officialize your contract even more, I know some users don't like it, but I do have the ones that do. Where did I add it? Okay. add the initials. If you have any initials and signatures added into your account, you can always upload them here. You will have options. You will have two options to upload. I'm sorry, I didn't say that right. You will be able to upload two different sets of signatures. Let's say you're going to be working with a partner, an associate, or somebody else, and you will be able to upload both sets of signatures and initials. Okay. Going into the last part, you will be able to add your signatures over here, and very important, your today's date. It will generate today's date, the date that you actually generate the document. It will generate it for that day. So you don't have to type in manually and change your contract each day that you're going to be sending it out. Okay? Guys, please ask any questions if you have any, okay? Now, this is sort of the long way to go, let's say, because you have 12 pages that you're going to be adding variables to, and it's going to be line per line. Of course, not all lines are going to be generated, or you will need to add variables to, but it's a little boring, let's say, to add page by page, right? Now, the easy way is very, very simple. Some of you might have done it the long way, but if you click on the last icon in the document manager, templates manager, you're going to have a set of templates over here. Yay, voila, okay? You will be able to generate the RIA-FAX General. And of course, it may be, let me apply so that you can see. Okay. It may be, or it may move the variables. So our contracts, or the template that this was made with, the contract, may be a little different from the one that you have, or from the contract that you have. So all you would need to do, for example, over here, is just scroll the variables a little to the lines, but it's going to generate everything for you. If you go line by line, all you would need to do is just move the variables because they will all be there. For example, I'm going to go skip to the second page. No, not this one. Okay, so for example, over here, they're all going to be, like I said, generated, but they may not be in the correct space. So you just have to go page by page to put them in the correct line, and you just have to exit out and click save. How about that? Wonderful, right? So I just showed you a way that you can spend up to an hour filling it in, and I showed you the correct way, which can be even minutes, okay? You guys are gonna just watch me really quick to delete the rest of the contracts that I have here and just have the ones that are actually important. I'm going to delete this one and this one. Let me see. Delete. Okay. Now remember, you can always go back. Always go back and edit your contracts. You can upload as many as you want. Remember, they just have to be equal or less than 5, I think it's megabytes, but I would get back to you with that, okay? Where you would be able to upload your signatures is going to be in the same settings right near or right by the Documents tab. And you will see over here that you will have the Add button. You can either draw it or upload if you have a set uploaded into your computer. Okay? Now, where would we send our contracts from? Remember, you can send it from the overview. I'm gonna make a really quick search. Okay. Let's say, for example, this one is for sale. Okay, you can send your contracts directly from the overview and send docs at the top right hand corner. Remember, it will generate everything for you as long as we have the data. So you see that I generated for this contract or the one that you have. If it's, I think this one's the one that we generated just now. Okay, let's put this one in. Oh, sorry. Okay, so you see that over here, that's where I'm going to add my offer price. If you're with the DREA Association, you can use the investor's offer and you will calculate by percentage, or you can just do it manually over here. Now, remember that we generated through our settings. I'm going to go to my documents. I'm going to show you really quick. Through my settings, you see that I generated my buyer information, right? So I'm going to close this. And you see how in my overview, it generated automatically my buyer information. So I don't have to fill any of that in. Now, if I want to modify anything, I can do so. Let me just leave Gilbert there. And I'm going to add the zip code 85082. Okay, I can always modify it over here at last hour. But if I generate another contract, my default is what's going to be here. So I'm just going to modify for this only time. Okay, and then you have your agent's info, your seller's agent, and the agent email. So you see that everything was generated automatically. Whatever you have over here is what's going to show in the contract. If it's zero, it's not going to modify anything, okay? Or it's not going to show anything in the contract, sorry. I'm going to go ahead and click, okay, sorry. If you click edit from here and click yes, it will overwrite your base template, okay? So if you want that, you will just click yes. If not, you will just exit out of it. And let's go ahead and click preview so that you see how it generates. Okay, so you see that the seller information generated, my buyer information did as well. We have the the property address, county, and what I was showing you over here in this contract, I can show you that we have, instead of how I added it for the other contract, it has legal description, the variable. See? So however it's generated in REIFax, you're going to see that it may be a little too long for the actual contract page. So what I would do in this case, just go back and edit and put in as shows in public records. Okay, that is, you're able to do that as well if you don't want it to show a cutoff. And then you will see that I added the listing price, okay, over here, my initial deposit, and my balance to close. So like I said, and I showed you in the actual document manager, VFX already calculates it for you. Okay. Now, if we go to the last page, no, this one. If we go to the last page, you will see that I had the variable today's date as well, and it generated August 9th. Do we have any questions so far? Okay, wonderful. No questions. It means that I've been pretty clear. Okay. Once I have verified everything, I can download and I can send by email. It's going to generate, of course, the um, default contact. Okay. I'm gonna close it and generate it again. Sorry. It's going to generate the default contact. Remember, the default contact would be the agent email. Uh, the agent's email that we have over here. You can see at the bottom, it's cnieves at bestbeach.net. Okay, it's the same one over here. And I can select then the different templates that I have previously created in my templates tab. Say this one. Okay. I'm not actually going to be sending the email, so I just clicked exit out. From where else can I send my contract? I can send it from my follow-up system. I'm going to go ahead and close the rest of the tabs that I have over here. I'm going to go into my follow-up. And you will see that I have a mess over here, but let's not see that. Okay. In my follow-up, I can select, okay, wait, before we go to the contract thing, remember that we selected this one. We selected over here, I selected them in this check mark, and then in where it says E and A, right? So when I go to my follow-up and I actually send out those additional documents and a contract, that is what's going to be marked over here. This is good for follow-up. So this is that's why it's important to mark it over there in your settings, because if you send it out, like I said, they will be marked over here. You notice that you have a check mark inside the green circle. So you will notice that, okay, so I already sent this person everything. I don't have to go back and send them again. Okay, this is a good way to like overview the things that you have done in your follow-up. Notice over here, I sent this person an earnest money deposit, an additional document, which generally I upload them as the LBPD, and the actual contract. In this case, I sent them a contract and the LBPD. I didn't send them a proof of funds. If I put my mouse over the column, it will tell you the name, proof of funds, or an earnest money deposit. So I can go actually back and just send it to them. Okay? Now, where I was, you can actually send your contract from the overview. Let's say, for example, this one, I haven't sent them anything. I have Stephanie Sadler as my default contact. I'm going to set an offer. It can either be an investor's offer. Like I said, the investor's offer is for the DREA Real Estate Association. The Dade Real Estate Association, sorry. Or you can just calculate offer with our default VFX. Okay, let's say an 80% of rounded to the 500s. So you will see over here it changes. Okay. It is 55,000 which is 80% of 68,500 according to the listing price. Okay, I'm going to click Send Docs because I already have it selected. And it's going to take you to your documents. Remember to select the correct one. Select the additional documents that you want. If you notice, when I had it checked marked over here, okay, I'm going to go back. In my follow-up, it didn't actually, okay. In my follow-up, when I send out, you see that there is one marked, depending on the contract, there is one marked by default, okay? You notice that that means that I have selected that one in my settings by default, but I can always just uncheck it, okay? I'm going to click that one, and let's say the earnest money deposit for Zendagua. And at the bottom, I can select as well the different escrows. If I have uploaded different ones, I can also add different ones to my follow-up, the escrow information. This, you don't have to generate it. I mean, if you actually have a buyer's agent or buyer's broker and you have the variable in your contract, you can add it over here and it will generate automatically for you. Don't be alarmed because the seller information is not generated. It's generated automatically into your contract. It's already there. I'm going to go ahead and click there so you can see. Okay. You see that the seller information is there. Everything generated as is, and I can just click preview, download. You can, if you have an online fax provider, or just send by email. The same steps as the other way. Okay. Okay, and then you just click send docs. Go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and click close so that I don't make a false offer. Okay, task canceled. And that is from where you can send your contracts by the overview or by follow-up. Remember that follow-up is only for the professional and professional dialer. Okay. Now, something new that we've had updated in our system is this. You can see that you can click over here. These are the actual, remember that you have up to 50 contracts, new contracts to send daily. And if you click here, this is the counter, and it will tell you in the dashboard the different overview of what you've done, either all today, last week, last month, or in between. Okay, we'll have for the follow-up pending task, follow-up by sent documents, offer received, proof of funds, and everything that you have in your follow-up for today, for example. Let me just put last month. Let's see. Okay. Then you have for the follow-up tasks, let's put for last month so that you can see how everything varies. And there's no actual blue because I don't receive or make any offers. Okay. And then you see the overall numbers that we have for buying, selling, prospecting, or listing. These are the numbers of properties divided into how you actually add them into your follow-up system. Remember that if you have platinum, you won't see numbers over here, okay? You will only be looking at property sent, contract sent and downloaded properties. Remember that we now have a limit of up to 5,000 properties per month. That is the limit. It's not negotiable. You're not able to pay additional to extend that limit. per month, but you will be able to see this dashboard, okay? And you will be able to view the the properties you have downloaded, let's say. Okay. Guys, do we have any questions for what I have showed you today, for what I have spoken about, from contracts to our dashboard? Remember that you can always go to the control panel if you have any additional doubt and go to the help button. It will take you to um, the different videos that we have uploaded of specific parts of the system. Okay. And if not, you can go to our YouTube channel, and it will you put in RiaFax, and you will be able to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which are the same videos as over here, or previous webinars. Remember that these are recorded. Previous webinars, remember that those are a little bit longer, up to from half an hour to 1 hour webinars. And these videos are up to, let's say, 8 minutes long. Of course, they are of specific parts of the system. You can always contact us Monday to Friday from 9 to 6 p.m. through our live chat, or just leave us an email at reifax@gmail.com. Guys, thank you so much for assisting today, and I hope you have a blessed weekend.